The Nevada Department of Corrections now making changes 3 days after our 8 News Now investigators exposed a miscommunication that left a convicted murderer's whereabouts unknown.
Records show officials thought he was in federal custody, but in reality he was out for more than a year, even after violating parole.
8 News Now investigator David Charnes broke this story and tells us what NDOC is doing and why no one's talking.
It was inside a Clark County courtroom where representatives from the Department of Corrections said there was a mix-up that led to them losing track of Jeremy Kelly. And now a day later, that same department says they're making changes so this doesn't happen again.
The case is old. You know how things get mixed up in the system.
It's a mix-up that left the Nevada Department of Corrections thinking a convicted murderer was in custody when he really wasn't. As the 8 News Now investigators first reported Monday, 43-year-old Jeremy Kelly was sentenced to 2 life terms for killing his friend's father in 1996. He was granted parole in 2016, but arrested a year later for dealing drugs and having a gun, sending him to federal prison. But after his federal sentence ended in 2022, Kelly was, quote, mistakenly and incorrectly released from federal custody and not returned to the state system for violating parole.
If NDOC and the feds would have been on the same page, he would have been returned into custody. Correct.
Even so, as of Thursday, Kelly's NDOC custody record still lists him as in out-of-state confinement. But we know that hasn't been the case since June 2022, more than 19 months ago. Which brings us to this hearing Wednesday, when reps for NDOC said there was a miscommunication and there was actually no need to keep Kelly in custody ahead of a new parole hearing in April.
It is my understanding that the state's position is that you should be released today.
I'm not arguing.
Right.
The 8 News Now investigators have asked several officials and elected leaders about the mishap. On Thursday, NDOC said it was implementing a new 2-step process following the Kelly issue. A spokesperson saying in part, the department is retraining staff when sending an offender to a new jurisdiction to include a memo stating the offender must be returned to the NDOC before release. We first asked the department about this on Monday, and we received that email Thursday. We've also asked them just how many other offenders are like Jeremy Kelly and how many may actually be out of custody without them knowing. Outside the Regional Justice Center in downtown Las Vegas, I'm David Charnes, 8 News Now.
Our governor, the Attorney General's office, nor the Federal Bureau of Prisons will talk about what happened, even after multiple requests for comment. An NDOC spokesperson telling us today the director was traveling out of state. We'll keep you posted.